Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 29th of November for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now what I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of the major strands that are going to be influencing us all. And then please stay with me, I'll dive deep to give you in forensic detail your zodiac sign forecast. This week begins with a momentous astrological moment. The Sun and Mercury are so tightly together as we see it from Earth that they are in cazimi. This is going to see the power of the Sun magnify the influence of Mercury. Mercury technically is in detriment in the sign of Sagittarius where this event occurs, but I actually really quite like Mercury in Sagittarius. I think it's very thirsty for knowledge, it loves travel, it can be very adventurous, and the Sun and Mercury coming together suggests that we are going to have a greater desire to inform ourselves, but inform ourselves with higher ideals, the bigger picture, philosophy, history, any kind of background research, whether it's into the family tree or a business plan, can really benefit from this combination. Also very good for contractual discussions as well. Now we know that the world environment is challenged severely by COVID. If COVID wasn't there, I think a lot of us would want to inject our existence with some kind of spontaneity and adventurism. But we can still use our minds to achieve that. And Mars in the sign of Scorpio, which it governs, is forging a very compassionate link to Neptune. Now this suggests that we can dive deep in our thinking and the things that we explore, the knowledge that we gain in a very productive way. But also this week, the Sun is going to go on to forge a very stable link with Saturn. Now of course Saturn gets a bad astrological press, but it's very much to do with boundaries, stability, the structures that we're trying to build up that are positive. Of course sometimes Saturn will limit us around the things that aren't working so well. But this is a lovely angle because the Sun in Sagittarius is very much about freedom, and Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, also about freedom, is the ruler of that sign, the co-ruler. So where we're progressive and we're growing our situation and being more pioneering, but we're doing it in a step-by-step, thorough, well-researched way, Saturn supports the Sun in a very constructive manner. Now that brings us to that incredibly powerful total solar eclipse which occurs on Saturday. If you want to watch my deep dive video into this, please see beneath this video. Now this event is broadly going to still be in a sextile with Saturn, but it's also going to forge a quincunx with Uranus. So I think one of the things that we must embrace over the next 6 months, the range of influence of this final Sagittarius Gemini polarity eclipse in the series, before we go more into the Taurus Scorpio season of next year, and we've already had the Taurus lunar eclipse, the first phase of that. I think what we've got to just bear in mind is that the position of the Sun in the 9th house is about going for it. Uranus in the 2nd house is about more being conscious of our resources. So because they're not quite aligning very well, one of the things that we're going to need to work hard on, all of us, over the next half year is using our resources in a more constructive, practical way and not spending money just for the pleasure of it alone. So we're going to be looking to invest in things that have some kind of ongoing practical credential rather than living in the moment quite so much. So I think all of this is asking us to become much more mindful of our resources. But please stay with me for your in-depth forecast. But if you are new to my channel, I would be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope, written horoscope, fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video. And if you'd like to get your personal forecast for next year, you can do so now and get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis plus 30% off. Also, please see the link below. Hello Cancer, and welcome to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 29th of November. The conjunction, which is exact between the Sun and Mercury on Monday, the cazimi, is going to give you a crystal clear ability to analyse the detail of situations. Now, sometimes we can get caught up in the big picture. Sometimes we can get distracted by different things. This is asking you to really concentrate, to hone your gaze down onto the things that are really important, narrow your focus, and then you can achieve a great deal of traction. Now, Mars continues in the gloriously self-expressive 5th house for you and is linking brilliantly with Neptune. So there can be some excitement, there can still be some colour and texture through your week, but the way you proceed with situations does or will benefit from a greater attention to detail. And then the Sun's link to Saturn suggests that there may be a financial dimension to this. So if you do need to grapple with your resources, think of the ways you can squeeze the most from your budget. Again, you can be terrifically effective. Now, the total solar eclipse, which occurs towards the end of the week, is a bit more challenging. The 6th house, where it occurs, is about that attention to detail, it is about practicalities, but it can also be about our desire to be of service to others. And it's linked to Uranus, the planet of freedom, is in the part of your horoscope to do with your longer term future and to do with the type of people that you're attracted to at the moment. And I think you're really becoming more and more open to more up-to-date and contemporary ways of approaching situations. So the 6th house can be a bit more welded to those everyday matters. So there may be part of you that over the next 6 months has to sort of juggle the things that you have to deal with, those practicalities, with the things you'd really like to be dealing with. And I wouldn't say there's going to be a conflict, but it's going to take a little bit of work to try to unify the two pulls on your time and energies.